welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories. Today we're bringing you a great matchup between our two of our Shawnee Mission high schools as the Shawnee Mission Northwest Cougars, coached by Vonda Morris, take on the Shawnee Mission West Vikings, coached by Pam Creed. Let's go ahead and meet our contestants. First from Northwest.
Hi, my name's Jessica and I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Spencer. I'm a junior.
Hi, I'm Garrett. I'm a sophomore.
Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm also a sophomore.
And our contestants from West.
My name's Dane. I'm a sophomore.
Hi, I'm Sean. I'm a sophomore.
I'm Nick. I'm a senior.
I'm Coleman. I'm a junior.
I'm Jonathan. I'm a sophomore.
All right, fantastic. Here in the first round of categories, we will take turns answering questions. If a team responds correctly, they, of course, will earn a point for their squad. If they respond incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal the category. We did a coin toss before we started taping. It was won by the Cougars, so Shawnee Mission Northwest. Here is the first category. It is U.S. history. It starts with a quote. They are so numerous along the road that they are shot from the rail cars nearly every day. This Kansas Pacific Handbill of 1868 was referring to what animal? Garrett?
Buffalo.
Buffalo or bison, yes. Vikings, world geography is your category. What's the only independent country to use Latin as its official language? Coleman.
Vatican City.
Vatican City. Coming back to you, Cougars. Literature is the category. Which English novel depicts the tumultuous relationship of the Earnshaws and the Lintons? Time on that. Vikings, chance to steal this literature question. Which English novel depicts the tumultuous relationship of the Earnshaws and the Lintons? Wuthering Heights. Wuthering Heights. West, we are staying with you with a math category, geometry specifically. If two angles are complementary and congruent, what is their measure? Nick?
45 degrees.
It is 45 degrees. Cougars, back to you with science. Some of the characteristics of these birds are as follows. Eyes are fixed. Head seems able to turn 360 degrees. What birds am I describing? Olivia?
Owls.
Owls, very good. Back to you, Vikings. Sports and games is the category. What city of Asia hosted the Summer Olympics in 2008? Sean?
Beijing.
Beijing, very good. Coming back to you, Northwest. Vocabulary, specifically word origin. What does the root word in all of these words mean? Nullify, annul, annulment. Garrett?
Zero.
Zero or nothing. Very good. Coming back to you, West. Another language question, this time a definition. What name is given to a person who burrows himself into a nation's spy agency and acts as a loyal worker, but is really a spy for the other side? Sean?
A mole.
A mole. Very good. Cougars, back to you. This time, film and directors. Stephen King, William Thackeray, Anthony Burgess, Arthur Clarke, and Vladimir Nabokov. All have had works transformed into films by this same unique director. Name him. Garrett?
Tim Burton.
It is not Tim Burton. Vikings, chance to steal this film directors category. Stephen King, William Thackeray, Anthony Burgess, Arthur Clarke, and Vladimir Nabokov. Have all had works transformed into films by the same unique director. Name him. Coleman?
Steven Spielberg.
It is not Spielberg. Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick. Good guesses on both teams. Vikings, let's stay with you. Geology is the category. Of the three major groups of rocks, which one is formed exclusively at or near the surface of the earth instead of deep inside the crust? Coleman?
Igneous.
Cannot accept igneous. Cougars, chance to steal this geology question. Of the three major groups of rocks, which one is formed exclusively at or near the surface of the earth instead of deep inside the crust? Spencer.
Sedimentary.
Sedimentary, very good. Staying with you, Cougars, government and economics is the category. Which of the following local government institutions is most closely resembling the federal legislative branch? Jessica.
Judiciary.
I can't accept that. Vikings, chance to steal this government and economics question. Which of the following local government institutions most closely resembles the federal legislative branch? Dane?
City Council.
City Council, very good. Coming back to you, Vikings. Literature is the category. What 1967 work by William Styron chronicled the story of an 1831 slave revolt? Time on that. Cougars, chance to steal this literature category. What 1967 work by William Styron chronicled the story of an 1831 slave revolt? The title is The Confessions of Nat Turner. Confessions of Nat Turner. Cougars, we are staying with you. Sports and games is the category. In inches, how big is the diameter of a basketball hoop? Spencer.
16.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Vikings, chance to steal this sports and games category. In inches, how big is the diameter of a basketball hoop? Sean?
18.
It is 18, very good. Staying with you, West, fine arts paintings is the category, and it's multiple choice. The marine paintings of Joseph Turner are characterized by the scrupulous detail, the impressive size, the authenticity, or forcefulness and high-keyed color. Coleman.
The size.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Cougars, chance to steal this fine arts paintings category. The marine paintings of Joseph Turner are characterized by their scrupulous detail, impressive size, authenticity, or forcefulness and high-keyed color. Jessica.
Forcefulness and high-keyed color.
That is the one. Staying with you, Northwest, math is the category. What kind of polynomial cannot be written as the product of two or more polynomials? Time on that. Vikings, chance to steal this math category. What kind of polynomial cannot be written as the product of two or more polynomials? It's a prime polynomial, prime. Vikings, we are staying with you. U.S. government is the category. The intention of this 2001 law was to stop terrorism in America, but many of its provisions are a matter of concern to the American Civil Liberties Union. Name the law. Dane?
Patriot Act.
It is the Patriot Act. Back to you, Cougars, with current events. LaMelo and LiAngelo Ball, brothers to NBA star Lonzo Ball, are now playing for a professional team in which country? Spencer.
Lithuania.
Lithuania. I didn't even have to go through the list. Nice job. Vikings, back to you with U.S. history. It was largely because of his failings as an orator, that Jefferson initiated the tradition of sending what messages to Congress in writing rather than appearing in person? Time on that. Let's go back to the Cougars. Chance to steal this U.S. history category. It was largely because of his failings as an orator that Jefferson initiated the tradition of sending what messages to Congress in writing rather than appearing in person? Jessica?
Vetoes?
Not vetoes. The State of the Union. State of the Union address. Cougars, we are staying with you. General knowledge is the category. A long scarf made of feathers or fur is given what name? Jessica?
A boa.
It is a boa. Back to you, Vikings. Current events is the category. Parts of California's Santa Barbara County have been ravaged by wildfires this year, but recently at least 20 people in that area have died from what other natural disaster? Jonathan?
Mudslides.
Very good, mudslides. Northwest, world geography is your category. I'll give you the nickname for a country and you identify it. The nickname is the Emerald Isle. Olivia?
Ireland.
Ireland. That is correct. West, coming back to you, general knowledge. Name any 3 of the 4 months without a U.S. federal holiday. Time on that. Cougars, chance to steal this general knowledge question. Name any 3 of the 4 months without a U.S. federal holiday. Olivia.
March, April, June.
Those are 3. The other one was August. Nice job. We are staying with you, Northwest. World history is the category. Identify the only European country named for its establishing family, which still rules today. Jessica.
Luxembourg.
I'm sorry, what?
Luxembourg.
It is not Luxembourg. Vikings, chance to steal this world history question. Name the only European country named for its establishing family, which still rules today. Coleman?
Belgium.
It's not Belgium, it's Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein. Vikings, we are staying with you. Fine arts is the category. Claude Monet was the founder of Impressionism in painting. Who was his musical counterpart, the creator of impressionistic style in music? Sean?
Mozart.
It is not Mozart. Cougars, chance to steal this fine arts category. Claude Monet was the founder of Impressionism in painting. Who was his musical counterpart, the creator of impressionistic style in music? Jessica?
Tchaikovsky.
It's not Tchaikovsky. It's Claude Debussy. Debussy is how you pronounce that. All right, we are staying with you, Northwest. Vocabulary is the category. Bourgeois is the French word referring to a person of the middle class. What 5-letter term beginning with E, commonly used in English, but derived from the French, designates persons of the highest class? Olivia?
Elite.
Elite. Very good. Back to you, Vikings. U.S. government is the category. Give me the specific name of the federal agency with which all aliens living in the United States must register in January of every year. Time on that. Cougars, you do have a chance to steal this category before we go into halftime. U.S. government is the category. Give me the specific name of the federal agency with which all aliens living in the United States must register in January of every year. Olivia?
The Census Bureau.
It is not the Census Bureau. It's Immigration and Naturalization Service is what we were looking for. As mentioned before, that siren does denote our halftime, and we have a score, tight score here. Shawnee Mission Northwest 10 and Shawnee Mission West 8. This part of our program, we are going to go to a representative from each team as they will give us a campus update. And first, we have Jessica from Northwest. You are giving us the update. What is going on with the Cougars?
Okay, so last week our girls and boys bowling teams went to Lawrence for an invitational, and both teams came in second place, so we're very proud of them. And also last week we had 2 of our Cougar wrestlers get a champion title. Our WPA is coming up next week, and our spring operetta, The Pirates of Penzance, is opening in early February.
All right. Lots of stuff going on.
Yeah.
All right. And it looks like, Sean, you are giving us the update for the Vikings. So what is going on over at Shawnee Mission West?
Well, our basketball team has maintained its winning record, and our forensics team this weekend is going to be participating in a competition. And also our theater is preparing their next play of the year, and I believe it is the second to last one. And that's...
All right, so again, wide variety of activities. It always happens in the third quarter that there's always a ton of stuff going on. All right, as we begin our second half here on categories, it is our lightning round, and as tradition in our lightning round, we will start with our look and listen question. Our look and listen question will be displayed here in the studio for our contestants, as well as being displayed on the monitor for you watching at home. Our look and listen question is worth 2 points, and just a reminder to contestants, once someone rings in, we cannot rewind the video. We have to go from that point forward. So here we go, both teams, hands on buzzers. And here's our look and listen question. Give the name of this golf stroke. Spencer.
A chip.
It is a chip. Very good. And 2 more points for Northwest. As we continue with our lightning round, questions will be placed on the floor for either team to answer. If the team rings in with the correct answer, they earn a point. And again, if they answer incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal that category. So both teams, hands on buzzers. General knowledge is the category. Hypochlorite and peroxygen are 2 types of what cleaning agent usually added before the main wash cycle in washing clothes? Jessica?
Laundry detergent.
Cannot accept laundry detergent. Vikings, chance to steal this general knowledge question. Hypochlorite and peroxygen are 2 types of what cleaning agent usually added before the main wash cycle while washing clothes? Nick?
Bleach.
They are bleach. Very good. Both teams, geography, specifically cities. In what city is Waikiki Beach located? Jonathan?
Honolulu.
Honolulu. Nice job. European history for both teams. Numbers 1, 2, and 3 were simply known as bald, the fat, and the simple, while 4 through 6 were the fair, the wise, and the beloved. What was the common first name of these French kings? Nick?
Louis.
I cannot accept Louis. Cougars, chance to steal this European history question. Numbers 1, 2, and 3 were known as the bald, the fat, and the simple, while 4 through 6 were the fair, the wise, and the beloved. What was the common first name of these French kings? Spencer?
Philip.
Not Philip. Charles. Both teams, U.S. history, specifically inventors is the category. The state of Utah in 1990 sent a second statue to the Statuary Hall in the U.S. Capitol building to join the one of Brigham Young. It was the statue of Philo Farnsworth, an inventor from Provo who was known as the father of what? Jonathan?
TV.
FTV, very good. Poetry for both teams. According to the... You guys are okay. We can move on. Poetry is the next category for both teams. According to a classic poem by Rudyard Kipling, the road to this town in Burma is, quote, where the flying fishes play and the dawn comes up like thunder out of China across the bay. Name this town. It's Mandalay. Science for both teams. What study is the application of the properties of liquids to engineering problems? Nick, go ahead.
Hydraulics.
Nick. Hydraulics, yeah, or fluid mechanics. Either one would have been acceptable. Fine arts, theater for both teams. Long question, so please pay attention. First staged in 1962, this still popular musical features such characters as Pseudolus, Erroneous, and Hysterium, and such productions as Everybody Ought to Have a Maid and Comedy Tonight. Name this musical comedy, the first play for which Stephen Sondheim wrote both the lyrics and music. Title of that is A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. U.S. government for both teams. The U.S. Constitution set forth a number of representatives each state would have prior to the first census. Which state at that time was given the greatest number of 10? Olivia.
New York.
It was not New York. Vikings, chance to steal this U.S. government question. The U.S. Constitution set forth a number of representatives each state would have prior to the first census. Which state at that time was given the greatest number of 10? Nick?
Virginia.
It is Virginia. And you've taken a 1-point lead here. West has 13, Northwest 12. Both teams, sports and games is the category. By area, which sport is played on the biggest field or pitch? Sean?
Rugby.
It is not rugby. Cougars chance to steal the sports and game category. By area, which sport is played on the biggest field or pitch? Olivia?
Soccer?
It's not soccer, it's polo. Polo. Math is the next category for both teams. Identify all of the common factors of 20 and 30. Spencer?
1, 2, 4, and 5.
I'm sorry, cannot accept that. Vikings, chance to steal this math category. Identify all the common factors of 20 and 30. Sean?
1, 2, 5, 10.
Those are the 4. Very good. U.S. history for both teams. On June 19th, 1953, this infamous couple celebrated their 14th wedding anniversary by being electrocuted as convicted spies. Jessica?
The Rosenbergs.
It is the Rosenbergs, yep. World history for both teams. In the Franco-Prussian War, Germany took Alsace-Lorraine from France. In what war did France take it back? Nick?
World War I.
It is World War I. U.S. geography for both teams. Which fort in Georgia has been designated as the permanent location for the U.S. Army School of the Americas? Jonathan?
Fort Knox.
That's not Fort Knox. Cougars, chance to steal this U.S. geography question. Which fort in Georgia has been designated as the permanent location for the U.S. Army School of the Americas? Fort Benning. Fort Benning. World geography for both teams. Name the most populous city in Morocco. Jonathan.
Rabat.
Can I accept that? Cougars, chance to steal this world geography question. Name the most populous city in Morocco. Spencer.
Gibraltar.
It's not Gibraltar. It's Casablanca. Casablanca. General knowledge for both teams. According to the U.S. flag code, when may the American flag be flown at night? Garrett?
When there is a light clearly on it.
Yeah, when there's a light clearly on it. Very good. Science, specifically insects for both teams. What edible substance is produced by insects of the order Hymenoptera? Coleman.
Honey.
It is honey. Another science question, this time more specific to biology. Excess water into the body causes edema. What does a deficiency of water cause? Olivia?
Dehydration.
Dehydration. Poetry for both teams. Which British poet saw the following? A violet by a mossy stone half hidden from the eye. William Wordsworth is who saw that. Ancient history for both teams. What name was given to the period of time when Greek culture spread throughout the eastern Mediterranean world? Nick?
The Hellenistic period.
Very good. Music, composers for both teams. It's multiple choice. What composer wrote Lazy Bones, In the Cool of the Evening, and Georgia on My Mind? Was it Hoagie Carmichael, Stokely Carmichael, or Ralph Carmichael? Garrett?
Ralph Carmichael.
It's not Ralph. Vikings chance to steal this music composer's question. What composer wrote Lazy Bones, In the Cool of the Evening, and Georgia on My Mind? Was it Hoagie Carmichael? Nick?
Hoagie Carmichael.
It is Hoagie Carmichael. Both teams, next category is fine art and sculpture. Name the famous American artist who sculpted let me start over. Name the famous American artist who sculpted Bronco Buster. Frederick Remington. Another sports question for both teams, this time tennis. Who was the first unseeded player to win the Wimbledon men's singles championship? It was Boris Becker. Boris Becker. General knowledge, tools. A device containing a bubble of air in a liquid used to test. Spencer?
A level.
It is a level. U.S. geography for both teams. Name both U.S. states with an X in its name. Dane.
Texas and New Mexico.
Those are the two. Very good. U.S. history for both teams. During which decade did the Great Depression occur in the United States? Olivia?
The 1930s.
1930s. Nice job. Science, medicine. Graves' disease is due to an excessive hormone production from which gland? Nick?
Pituitary gland.
Not the pituitary gland. Cougars, you have a chance to steal this science and medicine category. Graves' disease is due to an excessive hormone production from which gland? Olivia?
The thyroid
It
gland?
is the thyroid. Fine arts, cinema for both teams. What actress did Dustin Hoffman drag from an altar in The Graduate? She also played the Sundance Kid's lover in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Catherine Ross. Vocabulary for both teams. The scientific definition might read as this: the cognitive affect state characterized by intrusive and obsessive fantasizing concerning reciprocity of a morant feeling by the object of abhorrence. Identify this four-letter word. Nick?
Love.
It is love. Very good. And with that correct response, you have won the contest. Shawnee Mission West with a score of 20, Shawnee Mission Northwest 18. Well played by both squads. And let us continue next time here on Categories, as we will bring you the best and brightest minds of high school students all throughout Johnson County.